everybody, how are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are having a phenomenal morning, afternoon, evening, or night, or wherever you are depending on the world. The weekend is upon us. Hope you're having a great start to your spooky season. I sure am having a wonderful Friday. I just got home from a Peoria High School varsity football game. It's just overall fantastic day. We had a homecoming parade, a homecoming assembly. Homecoming is going to be coming in like 2 weeks. It's Saturday, October 25th. Hopefully I will be able to come. It will be my first homecoming. I'm an 11th grader. Now we know no matter from Fling & Company's doing well. Nerf is just Nerf. They're going completely downhill. The Galactic Commander is the only good blaster they release. All the others are agility, ward reshells, or at least some decent blaster with the Arctic Zero Strike. I actually kind of like the look of that thing. Dark Zone. They're coming out with some really cool stuff. The Vector Pro, the Boxer Pro. I do think their stuff is overly priced, but hey, just be grateful. X-Shot. They're swinging with their piston pump AV. Not really much after, but seriously, that thing is just crazy good. And Busby, well, they're Busby. They're just here. They're making some stuff here and there, and I got a review of the Busby Thundershot coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be going back to the 2000s to take a look at the Nerf Nstrike series, and we're going to be taking a look at a specific blaster from that line. But Nerf Nstrike, what is Nerf Nstrike? Well, widely considered, and I definitely agree, as the greatest line Nerf has ever made. Seriously, I don't even think there was a single bad Nstrike blaster. Nstrike was not about performance in my eyes. It was about just really cool, super innovative, very cool blasters with super cool mod potential. I mean, I'm saying that, but a lot of the blasters were reverse plunger, but even stock, so many good ones. I currently have 4 Nstrike blasters. I have the Nightfinder, the Element, the Maverick, and this one I'm about to talk about right here. The Nerf Nstrike Firefly Rev 8. Yep, this thing is, I don't want to spoil my review. I'm just going to say super interesting for now. Now I'm going to say this thing is super cool for what it is. This thing is a top prime 8-shot cylinder fed bullpup looking blaster. It's not a bullpup, but it kind of does look like it because it kind of seems like it was supposed to be a flywheel blaster at one point. Looks like where the magazine would be. It reminds me of a Raven. It's like a hybrid between a cylinder-fed blaster with a top prime, with a Raven sort of aesthetic to it. I mean, seriously, there is so much to talk about here. Let's just get on to the review. I cannot wait to talk about this amazing blaster. I'm trying to find a single Nstrike blaster that is bad. Like, seriously. The Nerf Nstrike Firefly Rev 8 was released in 2005 under the Nerf Nstrike line, and this thing was brought to you by a camera lighting system. How so? Well, there's a super cool gimmick in here that I will show you. I'm sorry, I know my review style is still terrible. I'm just trying to make this interesting. Try my very best to make the review fun and interesting, but not also in a way where it seems like I'm copying other people, because I feel like I am and I don't want to. So first off, as always, starting off with the ergonomics of the Nerf Nstrike Firefly Rev 8. This grip, oh, it's so good. This is, without a doubt, one of the best grips I've ever held. I mean, almost every Nstrike grip is perfect. It might seem uncomfortable due to all this texturing and all these little rounded circle pieces, but it's not. It actually makes it feel better. You got finger joyals placed in the right spot. It seems very good for kids and adults alike. I have big hands, and yet there's still enough room for more grip. I do think the trigger well is way too tight. Like, seriously, this is insane. But we are definitely going to talk about the trigger in a minute. I will save that for a second. I have a thermal stock here. I don't really think I would consider this as a stock, but it's comfortable. I mean, you're not really going to use it because you're going to be using this top prime, but it works. It's comfortable. This Feels very nice. This blaster does not have a stock attachment point or a barrel attachment point, but it does have one tactical barrel up here on the top. So if you want to put your scopes, optics, accessories, whatever you want to, you totally can. I always love saying that on these reviews. Oh, seriously, the ergonomics on this thing are just insanely good. It feels like you're holding an SMG or like a bullpup or just a very tight, compact blaster, very mobile. It feels like I'm using a flywheeler. The looks and design of the Firefly Rev 8. If we were to sit back and take an analysis, a full analysis on the looks and design, we would be here all night. Just look at this. Look at that! Just in an insane, unlimited amount of detail, in molding, decals and everything. They put their love and soul into this blaster. It's ridiculous. This is one of my favorite blasters to look at. Without a doubt, it looks like it's being industrialized, gigantic technical machinery sort of thing. You got the Nerf Nstrike logo on the left side. It is not on the right side painted, but it is molded, which is cool. And I said this with the Nerf Centurion review. I made a little funny cutout. Look at what you got. The Nerf logo on both sides. Back then, they put their time, effort, energy, everything into these blasters. Once again, take note, Hasbro. Paint on both sides. How is the functionality and the operation of this blaster? Because that is absolutely 100% the coolest thing this thing has to offer, other than the looks and just basically everything else. Well, first off, this trigger. Do you like how the Blitzfire rotates on the trigger pull? Because this trigger, not only it rotates the cylinder, but it is so smooth. I consider this as better than the Mavericks, and the Mavericks was already super duper fantastic. How does this thing work, you may ask? Grab it back. I completely... You turn this switch on, you might be like, what does this do? Because it's obviously not an on and off switch. What could possibly happen after I prime it? That, I kid you not, there is not a single other blaster that does something like that. It's like a camera flashlight, a super bright light, no, that's not a LED, processed into the cylinder of the blaster to create a super, that again, that creates a super cool effect. Even when you pull the trigger and you don't prime it, you don't have darts in it. But there is a huge detriment. Be careful what batteries you use, because too much voltage, even just a little bit, can have this thing burn out. These things burn out quite a bit, a lot. I remember getting one of these thrifted a super duper duper long time ago in 2021. I tested it out, the light didn't work. And then, I just got this thrifted today, and it works! But I don't use it as much, despite me wanting to just go crazy with this light, because I don't want it to burn out. It's a super cool feature that I just want to keep in this blaster for how long I possibly can. Let's do that again, shall we? So bright. Welcome back to the range, everybody. We are out here with the Nerf Nstrike Firefly Rev 8. I don't have any of the included darts this blaster came with, but I do have my go-to Dart Zone Adventure Force waffles. These are really good darts, pretty accurate. This thing doesn't really have great distance, but do some flat shots, some angle shots. We're just gonna have some fun with this thing. See what it can do. So yeah, as you saw in the firing, definitely not the most impressive thing ever. Pretty weak performance from this thing, but come on. Overall conclusions, what do I think of the Nerf Nstrike Firefly Rev 8? What do I need to say as arguments? This is one of the coolest blasters Hasbro's ever made. It really saddens me to see Hasbro because they did so well. They were a company that we were so excited for every single year, and now it's just super underwhelming, incredibly underwhelming. At least we got the other companies, but in my heart, Hasbro is the one that I look up to the most. They are the ones that hold the most iconic logo in their brand. Decent modability. This thing is not reverse plungered. It is direct, which makes it even more better. And even the velocity stuck are not that bad. Is this thing for everybody? No. If you're a super stock nerfer who just wants super duper high performance, you're not really into something like this, no, do not pick this thing up. But if you are a guy who likes super cool, quirky, gimmicky things that look this good and function this well, absolutely. It's just overall a fantastic day and night all around. 10 is one of my favorite numbers of all time. Today is 10-10. 10 all the way, baby! Thank you to everybody who's watched every single one of my videos. Even if you don't like this video, thank you so much for watching it anyways. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, do whatever. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, 10, for just bringing so many great memories to me. Have a fantastic night, everybody. I will see you on the next one, and as always, peace out.